8 members of Deputy President Paul Mashatile's VIP protection unit were back in court today. You'll remember they were arrested and ultimately suspended after a video of them assaulting occupants of another vehicle went viral earlier this year. They're facing several charges of assault with intent to cause grievous bodily harm, damage to property, obstruction of justice and pointing a firearm. Heidi Giokos was in court monitoring proceedings at the Randburg Magistrates Court. She joins us now. Hello, Heidi. Thanks so much for joining us. So these 8 cops, we've seen the videos, caught on camera, absolutely shocking. What happened in court today?
Yes, so the matter has been postponed to the 6th of May next year, and this is when trial is going to begin for the 8 accused. What was very important and very interesting in court today was for the first time we got to see how all 8 accused really look like. And this is because we know previously they were basically hiding their faces with masks or hats or hoodies, and part of the reason why that was happening was because they were waiting for an identity parade to be conducted. So basically for them to be identified by the victims of this crime. As you've mentioned, they are facing a number of charges which do include assault, several counts of assault, but also pointing a firearm. Of course, that video going viral, really showing heavy force that was used on 3 civilians, 3 motorists in that vehicle. So the matter is, of course, going to be moved to the 8th of May, and this is for trial, pre-trial and trial to commence. The state has indicated that it will be, that it has rather concluded its investigations and they will now move over to trial. Before we listen to what the National Prosecuting Authority had to say, I think it's also important to highlight that this is going to be a very complex trial. And the reason for that is because you have 8 accused. There are going to be about 4 translators, Sally. So it's going to be a very long and complex one, I think. But let's listen to what the NPA had to say in terms of it being ready and confident in its case.
We are ready to proceed to the next stage of the case, which is the trial process. Hence, we've requested a postponement for the 6th of May 2024 for the trial to resume.
Are you confident in your case? Do you think that the state has done a thorough investigation?
We are of the view that we have enough evidence to sustain the allegations leveled against the accused before court.
So, Heidi, yes, these men are accused, but that video speaks for itself. It's pretty vicious. All 8 are back at work. I think this is concerning. Why are they back at work?
Yes, so what normally happens, Sally, there are 2 processes currently at play here. The state has taken a case forward against all 8, and also the South African Police Service have conducted their own internal investigation and disciplinary process. But now this disciplinary process normally lasts about 60 to 90 days. We do know that this happened in mid-July when they were suspended, and that process is now basically concluded. So we do understand that once that process, or that time frame rather, that 60-day time frame has lapsed, they automatically go back to work. But they don't go back to work in their original position. So they are back at work, but they're not back at work as protectors of the Deputy President. They are basically office-bound until the final investigation is concluded and the disciplinary process of all 8 accused is concluded. Before we listen to what the South African Police Service had to say about this internal process, I did ask the National Prosecuting Authority whether or not they are worried at all that all 8 accused are back at work. Do they feel that this is going to impact their case at all? And the NPA says not at all. They do not feel as though there will be any sort of interference or any sort of conflict when it comes to the 8 being back at work and this matter that's going to kickstart in May next year. Let's listen to what SAPS had to say in terms of this internal process and where they are.
The SAPS's internal departmental investigation has been finalized, and the Divisional Commissioner for Protection and Security Services has appointed senior officers to proceed with the disciplinary process. The 8 VIP protectors are back at work in line with our disciplinary regulations. They are office bound, these members, pending the finalization.
All right, so these guys are back at work, but they're behind the desk. They're not out protecting anyone. And the PA says they're satisfied. So I guess those are the rules. That's how it works. Otherwise, I suppose they'd be sitting at home suspended, drawing a salary.
Exactly, and this is something that we did ask the National Police Commissioner, Sally, on the 21st of October when we asked him that time frame has lapsed. Are the members back at work? And he said he wasn't sure at the time, and I think the very next day, SAPS confirmed that indeed they are back at work. The question was also asked, these members were suspended with pay. When is this process going to be concluded? So I suppose the justification is, you know, they are back at work, office bound, they're helping with admin until this process is finalized, because I don't think it would be right or legal for them to be anyone's protector while they are facing these allegations.
Yeah, and as damning as the video is, we have to remember, in the eyes of the law, you are innocent until proven
Otherwise,
guilty.
yes.
That's just the way it is. Thank you so much for that update. So it all will kick off in May next year. That's our reporter, Heidi Giokos. Now, still to come